Guys, Ryan with Rigs of Death Metal. Today we're going to do kind of a special little video. We're going to be checking out the MIDI keyboard that I received from Lekato, which just recently did a unboxing video for this. We're going to be going back and replacing some MIDI performances that I've actually already tracked. I'm working on this Symphonic black metal song right now. It's got strings and brass and a little bit of synth and all kinds of stuff. Kind of a old man's child, Dimmu Borgir kind of thing. And yeah, I'll play you the first section here. And then you can kind of watch me go step by step repairing some stuff. This top section is just drums, guitar, bass, pretty standard. Down here is where we start getting into all the MIDI instruments, which I'll just let you hear a second of it. Pretty much get the idea. And this first section, if you had seen it before, as you can kind of see with the MIDI notes, there's slight overlap between them, and that's actually something that you want. Here's a really good example right here on the violins, especially, because then it sounds like a more natural progression from one note to the next, as an actual violin would do. They would kind of blur together a little bit. Let you hear it isolated. Yeah, you get the idea. Yeah, before I was having to use, go to View, Virtual MIDI Keyboard. And I guess I'll show you from scratch real quick. Alright. So first thing you would need to do would be to insert a virtual instrument on new track. Hang on. Okay. And I'm using a combination of Labs and BBC Symphony Orchestra, from both of them from Spitfire Audio. So let's just click on BBC Symphony Orchestra. We don't really need all the extra tracks, just a single track for now, because the way this plugin works, it's really all you need. And when you open it up, which this wasn't intended to be a Spitfire Audio demo, but you select the different sections you want. Right now we're selecting on violins 1, go violins 2, violas, which you can see is a different octave range, cello is even a different, bass is even lower, and same thing for all these different sections, right? So kind of knowing how a piano, like the layout of notes on a piano, will help a little bit. I'm not a piano player by any stretch of the imagination. I learned just a little bit to kind of get me by and for, songwriting purposes. Yeah, you see the idea here. And then we'll leave it on violin for a second. We'll just close that out. And you go to your go to MIDI, and click on the SMK25 Mini, all channels, and let me see, I gotta get in the right octave here. Yeah, pretty simple. And a little tip. Let me see here. Let me see. Just trying to find. There's a way to basically. There it is. Yeah. If you right click on your on record input, you can go here and you can quantize your MIDI recording, which for a lot of things, if I were recording like real instruments, I wouldn't worry with this. For the purpose of this, when you're trying to compose multiple instruments like this, I feel like this is kind of necessary. And I know people, especially at least in the metal community, get in an uproar about quantizing, like for like drum editing and things like that. They hate the whole like to the grid thing. But listen, when you have, I'll zoom out here and let you see. When you have this many tracks of instruments, you don't really have much of a choice. It's just kind of it. Now, for like my guitar parts, the drums, I'm using Easy Drummer 2. So I mean that is what it is. It's yeah. And other than me recording to a click, I don't do any kind of weird editing for the guitars or anything like that. If you were to isolate them, you can when you isolate them, you can hear the shitty little inconsistencies and quirks of my playing. And I've heard somebody say that commented on one of my videos that they thought my song sounded a little overproduced, which I'll just take that as a compliment because I'm a major amateur when it comes to this. So for somebody to say that, I'll just take it as I'm getting better at what I'm trying to learn how to do. A lot of that comes from I'm recording direct with a Kemper. I'm using programmed drums. I'm basically using the tools at my disposal. If I had my way, you know, like in my old band, we've recorded live room. So a lot of metal bands don't even get that opportunity. But that's not what this is. This is just trying to get everything to sit where it needs to for a bigger overall sound, which I love any kind of metal that uses orchestra, synth, choir, which there's a little bit of some choir stuff in here too. Let me find that for you real quick. We're not really doing anything with this track, so I'm just gonna remove that. Let's take a look at this section here and see if there's anything that needs fixed. Those drums ring out forever. Okay, nothing inherently like bad about it, but so I'm going to duplicate the track, and we're going to have this here now, and we are going to let's listen to this first real quick. Okay, so I think we need to change the actual technique instead of, because if you go here, yeah, these give you different techniques that you can use. Let's see. Okay, we're going to choose spiccato because I kind of want, for this particular section anyway, we want kind of short, fast kind of notes, right? Like, we'll go back and listen to it one more time. I had to kind of remember the notes there for a minute. Okay, so we duplicated this track just so all the ins and outs are going to be the same, right? Same tone, same everything. But we are going to highlight the actual performance and remove that. And what we're going to do is just kind of do our own. Let me see here. We're going to mute well, I don't want to mute it just... Yeah, we'll mute it for a second. That's fine. All right. Let's make sure... Okay. All right. And with that, we're going to record now. Okay. And I'm just going to get that one bar and I'm going to do the old copy paste, and now we have the full measure. So let's go back and listen to that. I thought that sounded pretty good. All right. Now, I'm just going to delete the original section because the new one just sounds better. Way more fitting. And... it is a little loud, so we're going to automate this real quick. Yeah, and there you have it. I say there's probably going to be some more sections I'm going to go through here and nitpick. We don't have to watch every single one of them. And then as far as, this is literally just me taking a melody idea and just kind of building upon it. If you understand intervals and how a chord works, like a root note versus a fifth versus an octave, which a fifth is just basic. If you understand a power chord, it's just a root note and a fifth. So if you can find that interval, and then an octave is just this. I don't think I really need to explain what an octave is in this situation. In this particular instance, with the song I wrote, the guitar is not really leading what the other instruments are doing in too many instances. I will find like a chord, and off that root note, I will find in the same scale, and I'll write a different melody part for the different instruments. And the violins and viola and all that stuff, I'm basically just staying within an octave of each other. So playing the same part, just in their respective ranges. I would say this is metal composing is just very bare bones. You know, a lot of classical composers would not enjoy a parallel fifth, which is where you're literally just playing. If you played any kind of melody, every single, like Slayer, where every harmonized note you're doing is just a parallel fifth interval from the first melody. It is what it is. It works. It works for the context of what we're doing. It sounds great. Sounds cool. Who doesn't love Slayer? Trying to, let me see. Let's play the chorus part so you all can get an idea of what we're doing as far as extra percussions and things like that. I believe it's this part. Maybe. Now, I don't really feel the need to change the performance here, but I want to give you guys a close look if you're just wanting to try to get into this for yourself. It does sound a little disjointed when you listen to it isolated like that, but in the context of the mix, it works. I'm using the percussion more in relation to what the guitars and an easy drummer are doing. Say rhythmically, easy drummer is still taking the lead here, and of course the guitars are doing what they're doing. The timpani drums, the big loud thunderous booms, and the harp and celeste and the tuned percussion, as you see it, see right here. These are literally just accenting different things that are going on rhythmically with the drums and or the guitars, which just creates, I don't know, just a lot of traffic noise, especially with the tune percussion, with the hang on here, the let's meet the other two. It's actually kind of accenting some different notes of what the guitar is doing, kind of emphasizing some of those hits. But yeah, super pleased with how this turned out. The keyboard has made this so much smoother of a process. I would say if you are if you want to just use your actual like typing keyboard, you can do that. You can click on piano roll. It depends on how intricate you're wanting to do. For stuff like the violins, where you have the long, like kind of the beginning, the long sustained notes, you almost have to have something like this, because otherwise, mechanically speaking, nothing else will work. Where you have the notes just kind of, the MIDI notes overlaying each other to where you create a smoother transition. For some of the more sporadic, like notes here and there, this stuff, I mean, I did this just using my my actual typing keyboard, and it worked fine. I mean, because I'm just hitting accent notes here and there. But anything that's trying to simulate an actual performance, you kind of have to go this way. I believe this one's like 40-50 bucks on Amazon. The one thing I will have to say is you will have to download a driver for your computer, and I had to look it up. It's actually a Korg driver, so I don't know if there's like some licensed components from Korg to use this thing or how that works, but if I can try to find it, I'll include it in the description below. But you can also use this with Bluetooth, so if you got something on your phone or iPad or your laptop, whatever have you, and you want to try to compose something kind of on the go while you're out and about, maybe at if you're at music school, this would be a really handy tool for that. You can just plug in a USB charger to power this thing, and then Bluetooth connect it to whatever device, and whatever app or DAW or whatever you're using. There you go. So I want to thank Lekato for sending this out to us. I hope this was informative. If there are any questions, leave them in the comments down below. And if this actually pulls up some traction and enough people have questions, if you want me to maybe go into a little bit more detail or maybe do a song from scratch, yeah, we can do a follow-up video. Because I may have mentioned before, I believe I mentioned it in this video. If not, then the unboxing video. I'm planning on doing a 3 or 4 song EP in this style, more symphonic kind of black metal. Because I love Emperor and everything that the Dimmu guys have done, like old Dimmu to Old Man's Child, stuff like that. All the way up to like Septic Flesh. Even Devin Townsend, going into the more progressive side of things, and Frank Zappa. I just love listening to just layers and layers of instruments, just a big wall of sound. So, yeah, thanks again for checking this out, guys, and thank you, Lekato. And hope to see you guys next time. Peace.